Just your thoughts on the way Nafisha, how comfortable she's getting around the basket, and just it seems like you throw it into her and it's almost
Fisa?
automatic.
Yeah, I always said that. There's two things in life that are automatic. If you throw it to Fisa, she's going to score. And if you throw it to the guy she's guarding at the other end, that guy's going to score. Those two things are pretty much automatic. You can count on those two things happening. And we got to try to eliminate one of those two things and keep getting better at the fact that she scores points. She scores points. And I told her, I said, if you can average 40, it'll be a wash with the guy you're guarding. So that's where we are right now with her.
Geno,
It's not a bad thing.
you
Yeah.
know, what are the biggest changes you've seen in Gabby's game this season?
Consistent. Her conditioning is so much better. Her understanding of what she can do, what she wants to do, her ability to, like, when to do what. Gabby used to just make up her mind as she crossed half court, even before she got the ball. This is what I'm going to do when I get it. And now she has a great temperament out on the floor. She doesn't get rushed. She doesn't allow herself to get out of her comfort zone. And she goes after every rebound. That's, I would say, right now, of all of our players, except for the fact that she was in foul trouble, I would say of all the players on our team, I think Gabby's been the one that's gotten the most out of what we want her to get out of this season. If she stays out of foul trouble, she's something special, right? There's very few people that can do what she can do.
Geno, you talked about your team being worn down after playing 4 games in 9 days. You have a week off, and it didn't seem like the energy level or the enthusiasm, or however you want to describe it, was there early. I don't know how you saw it, but
Well, Chattanooga is not bad. I don't know, exactly what the record is, but I know they had 39 points against Maine the other day, and they had 31 against us in the first half. Yeah, you're right. But that's the world that we live in today. That's the world that we live in today. We used to be different. We used to be special somewhat. We're like everybody else now. Our guys play when they are in the mood. They get in the stance when they feel like it. So the second half, they felt like it. The first half, they didn't feel like it. Hall of Fame coach or not, they really That's the world that we live in today.
Do you know how prepared is this team for what's coming up in December with all these ranked teams on your schedule?
Well, I hope these ranked teams are as good as everybody says they are, because we need to get our ass beat, and soon and bad, so that some of our guys will come to realize that, this is not as easy as they think it is. So, I'm sure tomorrow night, Thursday night, I know they're good, and I know Texas is good, and I know next Wednesday, the team we're playing next Wednesday is really good. So I'm hoping all the teams after that are really, really, really good, because we need a good old-fashioned ass-kicking right about now.
What is it that makes Nafisa so good offensively? She just seems really calm and composed.
She's unorthodox in a lot of ways. She's able to create space for herself that a lot of other people can't. So she just has a knack. That's the best way I can describe it. When she gets the ball anywhere around the basket, she knows where the basket is, and she has a knack for, some players, if they get it 10 times in there, 5 times they'll turn the wrong way. She's gonna do exactly what she has to do to get the shot up on the rim and score, and that's why her shooting percentage is so high when she touches the ball. She just knows. She has a great feel, and it's not anything that we've taught her, believe me. It's just a great feel that she has for the game.
So just to follow up on the idea that you need to, face some of these ranked teams, is there a sense of complacency, or, just?
I don't think it's necessarily complacency. We've played a couple good teams. We've played some really good games. I just think that at, at, at certain times, you know, you're gonna be faced with winning either one of two ways, and sometimes you have both. One is you win because you have tremendous talent. You just overwhelm every team you play with the talent that you put on the floor. And believe me, I've coached a bunch of those teams. And the other is you're just a really hard-nosed, tough team that you just don't back down to anything, ever, under any circumstances. And then when you have both, you have 6 undefeated seasons like we have. Well, this team isn't like that. We gave up like 8 layups in the first 5 minutes of the game. So we're not that. And yet we don't have that kind of talent that just blows you away like we've had in the past. So, you know, that means that every single minute of every day, every practice, every game, they've got to be tough, hard-nosed, and I mean really tough. And that's hard to do. And I think today's kids, I mean, that's just the way they are. They pick and choose. It used to be that, you know, the time that they picked and the time that they chose was game time. Now they pick and choose. They're like, just, it's the world we live in, man. I'm not even upset about it. You see me upset about it? I'm not even upset about it. It's the world we live in. I mean, you see what's going on around the world? Can you explain some of that stuff? I can't either. So it's just the world we live in.
Can a team develop?
Oh, yeah.
that toughness?
Yeah, you can. But that's what I mean. You have to acquire it. You have to acquire it. How do you acquire it? Well, a lot of times it's either comes from inside and you just have it and it just needs to come out, or somebody needs to whack you in the back of the head like my mother used to do, and then you find out if you have any. And, I mean, our guys, the guys that are on our team, forget getting whacked in the back of the head by their mother, an Italian mother. You can't do, by the way, you can't do that anymore, so that's another difference in the world we live in. All they know is, you know, we show up, when's the game, there's food after, we go back to our dorms or our apartments, living large. When's the parade? They don't know any different. So they live in a fantasy world. And after a while, you know, you got to face reality. You know, like people forget, like Stewie's freshman year, they faced reality a lot. They got their butts kicked. And they got tougher from December, January, February. By the time we got to March, man, those guys were tough. Because they got their butts kicked along the way. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. And it changed who they were. And then they got a little bit, you know, hey, yeah, we're great. And then they went out to Stanford and we got beat. You know, so yeah, they lost 1 game in 3 years. They suffered through adversity, those mothers. We had that close game against Dayton. I don't know how we overcame that adversity. So, I mean, sometimes it's I don't know. Maybe I'm just being picky. I don't know. But the fact that you would ask, how come there wasn't like a whole lot of energy? We haven't played in a week. But that's the world we live in. That's it. You're going to talk to them, ask them. Can't wait to hear their stories. They're like, I'm dead tired, man. I played hard. So then you'll go, huh? It's the world that he lives in.
How close is Crystal to being able to play, and do you expect her on Thursday?
Well, you know, I don't really know that much about the ins and outs of how all that stuff works. I just know there's like 4 different steps that you've got to go through. And she went through 2 of them today, which was really good. 1 tomorrow, and she's good to go. And then 1 on Thursday at shoot-around, and then she'll be good to go on Thursday night. So if she gets a thumbs up on all of them, then she can play Thursday night. If one of them is a no-go, then she's no-go. But we don't need her. You saw tonight. We don't need her.